Hello beautiful people, it's Robyn Thomas here with Resemble Me by Robyn. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be showing you how I created this beautiful soft chocolate custom color mix that I'm going to be using for my clients' box braids. If you are interested in that, stay tuned. First and foremost, I am using Expressions braiding hair, and we are going to be using 3 different colors, which are all a part of the chocolate family. So I'm going to be using color number 4, color number 6, and color number 8. Y'all, when I seen 6 and 8s in the stores, I had to grab up every single last pack because I never see these out. All right, so as we all know, color number 4 is the darkest, which is the one that's to the left, my right in the video, but to the left on the screen. Number 6 is a little lighter, and number 8 almost looks like it has a little 27 mixed into that, kind of like a sandy brownish color. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to separate all 3 of these bundles into 3 separate parts. The reason I do this is because I want to be able to have control over when I'm mixing. I don't want to have too much hair in my hands to where I'm not able to mix it as easy as I would like it to. So I'm going to separate each of these bundles into 3 sections. I'm not saying that they are even, but I am saying that I did try to make them even. It's okay that it's not going to be like exactly even. Just because we're about to get the mixing and we're going to do some highlights and lowlights with this, but you do want to try to make it as close to 1/3 for each of these colors that we're separating. After that, you see me taking 1/3 of each of those bundles, which now will equal one bundle itself. And what I like to do is once I get the bundles together, I do like to go ahead and brush it. I feel that it starts to kind of take out or it starts to mix them already. So I'm just brushing those colors together. And also I like to, whenever it comes time for me to actually separate the hair as I'm mixing it, it makes it much easier. This hair has been pre-stretched. As you know, Expressions hair does not come pre-stretched, or this one specifically. So I did pre-stretch the hair like a while ago, probably like some months ago, and I'm just now getting to it. So I want to get out all of those kinks that are in there, and so that it can be easier for me to do this part that you're seeing right now, which is the mixing. So all I'm doing literally is separating it, putting one piece on top of the or one hand of hair on top of the other hand of hair, mixing until I feel like, okay, the detangling will get a little out of hand. And then I take my brush and I brush the hair, and I just mix it until I feel that I am satisfied with what I have. So right now you see me doing the same thing to the other. I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other, ultimately 6 pieces, but 2 bundles. And I'm just going to be mixing all of those together. Again, I'm separating the hair with both of my hands, placing one on top of the other, mixing it together. I always like to do one on top so that it can like overlay and I can mix it. Now, right now, it's already going to be creating those highlights and lowlights. If you would like to just like mix it like this and stop right here, then that's fine. But if you want to keep going, then you can watch as I keep going and I mix it, because I want to have a lot of dimension in this. Like for the client that I'm doing, I wanted to do some color. We're entering into, like, it's the end of summer going into the fall. So I wanted to add some color, but I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do the normal 27-34 mix, right? I wanted it to be something that was really soft, but that you could also see the dimensions of it. Like, especially if you're like out in the sun, it's not going to look like just plain number 4 hair or a 27 number 4 mix, right? I wanted, whenever out in the sun especially, to be able to see the different hues of the browns that are mixed together. And this right here is the final product of all three of those being evenly mixed. Now, like I said, I like to do a lot of different highlights and lowlights. So I'm taking the lightest color, which is the number 8. And again, I am brushing out those kinks that are in there so that I can have a smooth mixing process. And so I don't lose so much hair. Some of that hair is going to shed onto the brush, as you can see, but not too much. And so I'm taking one of those mixes, and again, so that it's manageable for me, I am, because these are 2 bundles, I'm basically splitting it in half so that I can have 2 bundles. And I am going to brush that again. That's already starting the mixing process. And then I'm going to continue to pull apart, stack on top, and pull apart, stack on top, pull apart, stack on top, pull apart, stack on top, until I get the mix how I want the mix. This right here that I'm mixing is the exact same mix that you just see me finish. I'm just doing the second part of that. And I know you may be like, this is mixing a lot of hair. I do not use all of this hair for one client's head, but I do mix this much because I want to make sure that I get the end result that I'm looking for. So I'm able to put all of this hair on the tool and pick and choose where I want it to be lighter in this section or I want it to be darker in this section. So that's why I do as much as I do. All right, so now you see me, I'm going to be taking out the color number 4 because I want a bundle that's going to be a little on the darker side. You hear my daughter. On the darker side. So I'm taking the number 4 and I'm taking the first mix that we did, which is 1/3 of each of those colors. And I'm doing the same thing that I did with the number 8 in that mix. So all I'm doing is breaking that into 2 bundles, basically where half of it is the 1/3 mix and half of it is the number 4. I'm breaking into 2 bundles and I'm doing the same thing, mixing and mixing and mixing until I feel comfortable with the mixing, basically with the end result of it. And so I mix and mix, take my brush out, brush through it, brush through it, brush through it, get those kinks out, brush through it on both sides. And I'm not ready to be done yet, so I want to mix it a little bit more. I try to make sure that all of the colors are seen, but I also don't mind that there are like chunks here of the darker or the lighter, or chunks of this or chunks of the mix. Again, when I put it on the tool, I'm able to see it on the, and I say, okay, well, this piece is a little darker or this piece is a little lighter. I want this here, I want this here. I've been using a lot of this, so I want to use this part of the mix or whatever. So I'll have another video that shows me putting it out on the tool so that I can explain, I'll explain more in depth to you guys how I choose to put the braids in the head, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm just mixing, and again, this is the second part of this same mix. And so now after all of these mixes, there are 5 bundles in total. So 2 of the lighter, 2 of the darker, and 1 of the middle. So 5 bundles in total, which I believe I'm going to be showing you here. Oh, so this is actually the even mix, right? So this is the first mix that I did, which was the 1/3 of the number 4, 1/3 of the number 6, and 1/3 of the number 8. So now we have a bundle that has mostly number 8. We have a bundle that's a super even mix, and then another bundle that is mostly number 4. Okay, so you have a lot of number 8, and then some 4 and some 6. And then you have an even mix of 4, 6, and 8. And then you have a lot of the number 4, number 6, and some of the number 6 and some of the number 8. And so now what I'm doing is I'm just taking all of these bundles here together. And if you've seen that little peek of that little twist out right there, I'm gonna have a video of that as well, showing you my twist out that I did before I did my client's hair. Another thing I like to do to stretch out my silk presses. But yeah, so this is the end result. I thought it was extremely, extremely pretty. You can see all the highlights and the low lights. It's dark enough, but it's still light enough to where, again, you get like that little spark or that little glimpse of a lighter color where it's like, are those like natural highlights? Almost kind of look like it's natural highlights in a person's head, right? So I thought that it was too cute. Again, when I seen that number 6 and number 8 in the store, I was like, gather them all up, just so I can add these and make these beautiful mixes. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Let me know if this is something that you would like to see more of. I definitely have a lot of different mixes that I like to do, that I do on my client's head, and I will be sure to give you all some more of those so that you can have some ideas of colors for your box braids. I know a lot of times people don't like to go too bright, but they're also tired of doing the same like 1B and sometimes tired of doing number 4. So I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up, like this video, send it to somebody who you think may enjoy it. And if you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful people next time. Peace and blessings.